Hey there, survivors. Cougar here, back with more gameplay from the post-apocalyptic city building, society building game, Frostpunk. I'm going to unpause it and get right to work. You can see that the big problem we're dealing with right now is hunger. If you look up at the top here, we have 0 raw food and 0 food rations. So we are in quite a tight spot hunger-wise. We've got guys working the emergency shift here at the cookhouse, but with no raw food, there's not much they can do. Thank goodness, Scouts number 1 have just returned safely to the city, bringing with them 47 raw food rations. Let's send the Scouts immediately right back out into the wasteland. Well, we're going to have to send them in the same direction that these other guys are heading, and then we'll split them off to one of these other destinations. But so what we're dealing with, a lack of food. We're on day 12 already, which means that we're kind of running out of time to really stockpile some food and rations for the coming storm, the really bad weather that's on its way. 2 people sick with no room to be treated. Treating a bunch of people. Well, these guys are heading to the medical posts to be treated, but are we short on engineers in the medical post? The hungry were fed. Most of the hungry have had a meal and are somewhat satisfied for the time being. Hope rises. So we satisfied one of the demands or requests from the populace to get some of these people fed. Thank goodness those scouts arrived just in time, and they brought back all those food rations with them. So, whew, dodged a bullet on that one, but we still got a bunch of problems to deal with here. One thing that would help us bring in more food is if we had unlocked the hot houses here. That'll be our next research priority, but again, this rolls all the way back to the stupid mistake I made in the very first episode with not getting our research going as quickly as possible. What should we be working on here? We've got a big stockpile of coal, okay stockpile of wood, and hardly any steel. I think we've just barely got, well, we've got 15 engineers working this steel pile here, so they should be doing a good job bringing that steel in once the workday starts. We could build another sawmill. We've got one sawmill operating here, but this wood isn't going to last forever. We're doing okay on wood. You can never have too much wood, though, because you can always build a char house. Ah, the temperature's warming up a bit. Great. So we can take this off of overdrive. We had it on overdrive for the night, and now it doesn't have to be. We can actually bring it back down to steam level 2 as well, because it's not that cold right now. Just get rid of some of these tutorial messages up here. And let's see, we have to build a care house. We've got 2 days left to build a care house. We could probably do that, although that might eat into our steel supply a little bit. Let's see. Health care house only needs 30 wood. We've got plenty of wood, so I might as well slap this down. Just get it as close as we can to the inner rings. That's about as close as we're gonna get it, I'm afraid. Everyone's got a house to sleep in. Food is okay now that we've got that influx coming from the... Look, we got 165 food rations now as a result of these poor bastards working the emergency shift. Steelworks researched. Now let's get that hothouse researched and build a steelworks, because that is, again, our last pile of steel over here that the engineers are working on. So we got to get a steelworks down. Resources. Whoops. Resources. Steelwork. We only need 25 wood. That's great. Alright. I guess it doesn't really matter which one we place it on. We are going to need to run a road out there. Street, anyway. How about right along here? Alright, that should do. And then once that's built, we'll assign a bunch of dudes to work there. Dudes and ladies. We've got a bunch of unemployed engineers. Wow, look at all those engineers. Maybe I should spread those out around these other things. Pull a couple of regular workers off of some of these and put in engineers instead. Care House promise fulfilled. Care House has been established in accordance with the new law. Hope rises. So our hope is in pretty good shape. Our discontent is not great. They're eating bad food because we're churning out a bunch of soup here. We could probably go ahead and switch that to standard meals. Yeah, all we've got is soup. 169 soup. Jeez, that's probably too many. I mean, in terms of soup, which should have switched that back over to standard meals before now. So they're not happy about the food, our medical facilities are overcrowded, and we've got people working an emergency shift, which is really cranking up the discontent. But that emergency shift isn't going to last forever. In fact, it's probably, well, it's not even half done yet. I wish there was a way to change your mind on that, but there isn't. Oh, by the way, thank you, Gary, for pointing out that the overtime, that the extended shift stuff is over here on the right. Right now it's pegged at 24 hours because we're on the emergency shift. But yeah, here we go. Okay, working hours. Click to change the shift length. So we could probably extend our. Should we extend the shift for our engineers here? Since maybe that'll help us make up time. The time we wasted on that first day. A frightened patient. One of our people is facing death, but he's still refusing amputation. He keeps screaming that he doesn't want anyone to touch his leg, and he won't change his mind, even though gangrene will kill him in a matter of hours. We're going to take off his leg. He is not thinking clearly due to the pain. Once that pain is gone, he may be happy that we actually saved his life by cutting off his leg. Our scouts have reached the waypoint. Whoops. The waypoint we sent them to. Now we'll tell them to continue on to the weather station. Alright. No one working at this gathering post out here. We could probably just deconstruct it now. Unless we intend to build another coal thumper. Now we're barely making use of the one we have now. Why don't we go ahead and dismantle this building? We'll get back some wood and some steel. Hothouse research. Build hothouses to grow food in the city. That's exactly what I want to do. So let's get that doing. Let's make that happen. Resources, food, hothouse. We need 20 wood and 1 steam core. Those super valuable steam cores, right? Probably could use 2 hothouses or another hunter's hut. We have the manpower to do a hunter's hut, I think. Okay. Steam cores. We've just used our first steam core. Steam cores are a necessary component in advanced technology. We cannot manufacture steam cores in the city, so let's hope that our scouts find them during their expeditions. Yes, let us hope that. So should we build a second... Oh, and choose a new research. Coal mining. A wall drill gets us wood. Coal mining obviously gets us coal. Resource depot upgrade to hold more stuff at the resource depots. Or we are probably ready to unlock the next tier. Let's go ahead and unlock the next tier. We need 25 steel to do that, so let's not. Can't hurt to be holding more in our resource depots so we don't have to build more of those. Oh, and that steel pile is gone. So we got to get dudes working the... Wow. Let's max out our available... We got so many engineers. We're going to staff this entirely with engineers. And we should probably... Well, we don't have to turn on the heater now because the temperature has warmed up a bit. And it's only chilly in the steamworks. It might not be a bad idea to have 2 steelworks down.
Night is coming. Put down your tools.
I'm not sure what to do here. Storage near capacity, storage near capacity. Our coal storage is near capacity. Once this is complete, we'll be able to store more coal once the technology we just decided to research is complete. Hunters, that's not helping us. All right, the other scouts have reached the waypoint we sent them to. Let's tell them to continue on to the large convoy. That'll take them 12 hours to reach the large convoy. It'll take the other group 10 hours to reach the whatever that other thing was. All right, we need workers in the hothouse. God, I've got all these engineers. I hope I'm not using these stupidly. Got nobody working this coal pile out here, but coal is not really an issue for us right now. I think we're going to need more storage even after the upgrade is complete. So let's build another, for a resource depot we need 20 steel. I think steel's turning into a problem. I'm actually going to build a second steelworks here, since I think we're going to need it eventually anyway. We don't have to run an entire new street out there, I don't think. Alright. Are we still churning out technology? Are our guys still working because we put them on the extended shift? They worked from 6 in the morning till 8 at night, and it is now almost 10 o'clock, so no. One day of extended shift may have been enough for them. I don't want to keep them. What does that do to our discontent? It does generate a little bit of discontent. Let's turn it off for now. We can always turn it back on later. And that the discontent from the emergency shift should be going away eventually. They're still working. They're not turning out any regular meals unless people are eating those first, which is why we have none. Alright, let me speed up time here, get us through the night while we decide what else we want to do. This is being constructed. It's almost there, I think. Nope, not even close. Workhouse will generate raw food once they're actually working it, and then the raw food will go over here to the cookhouse. Should we make more hunters' huts, or do you think this one hothouse is going to be enough? I did not like being completely out of food. I'd rather build one more hunter's hut to try to boost the amount of food we're bringing in, then build another hothouse and use a steam core on that hothouse. When it gets really cold, hunters may stop going out. I'm not sure how that works, if we have to completely rely on hothouses once the really cold weather hits. Steam level 1. What is this? I think that's just the overdrive counting down. Scouts have reached the weather station. Explore the weather station. Grim forecast. We found scientists' notes. They predict that the great cold is going to get much worse. What's more troubling is that the observations ended abruptly months ago. There's also not a can of Spam, not even a crumb of bread left in the pantry. It's obvious they've moved out for good. We can see the city of Winterhome from the roof of the weather station. Excellent. Pick up a bunch of coal and a steam core. Great. Let's send these guys on to... Well, a coal mine's going to give them a bunch more coal. Let's go ahead and send them to the coal mine, and then once these guys get to the large convoy, we can send them on to Winterhome. 2 messages waiting for us. A note of thanks. It reads, "Thank you. With all the work we have to do, it's so hard for families to properly care for an invalid. Places like this, the care house, make life a little easier for all of us. I'm glad I could help. Hope will rise slightly." Great. Our hope's in good shape. These people are are pretty hopeful right now. We just got to get rid of this bad food, and the overcrowded medical facilities will be in really good shape. Abandoned station. The recent report from the weather station has got people talking. They're frightened that such an important facility was apparently abandoned. Some are starting to wonder whether the evacuation from London was a good idea. Our few are lamenting openly. I knew we shouldn't have come. At least London had real houses, not tents and wooden shacks. We'll have answers soon enough, but our hope falls slightly. Really got to get this research going. We really, really do. I've got all those engineers not being used. Maybe we build a third workshop. 15 wood and 5 steel, which is basically all the steel we have left. Will you fit anywhere good? Not really. Build you there. And speed time back up again. Scouts have reached the large convoy. Explore the large convoy. There's a convoy. This is a convoy carrying workers that got lost in a blizzard. They are weak and have no provisions. We should listen to their story and escort them to our city. They sought Winterhome. The workers who were riding in this convoy told us they were heading for the city of Winterhome. We were supposed to follow the signal from the beacon, but we couldn't pick it up, they say. We tried to follow search pattern to find it, but we ran out of fuel. Should we escort this? Now, I was supposed to send this group of survivors back on their own, but it told us specifically to escort them here, so I'm going to go ahead and go with what they told us to do and escort them back, and then we'll send this first group of scouts over here to Winterhome when they're done. Alright, we've got another hunter's hut built here. We're going to have to
Get going. Time to earn your bread.
strip engineers. We're gonna have to strip workers off of something that workers are doing and use them in the hunter's hut and replace them with engineers. We now only have 4 engineers available. We're gonna need 5 once we get the thing built, the next research workshop. Now we're facing a bit of a manpower shortage. I mean, it's not doing any harm to have that steelworks inoperative. Here is, who's this coming back in? Are these the hunters? Okay, these are the hunters coming back in from the night's hunt. We are right back up around max coal storage. In fact, our coal storage is full. I was going to build another resource depot, but we need a lot of steel for that. Research depot upgrade unlocked. Okay, good. Well, maybe that'll give us a little breather on that. And it is time to unlock the next. I need steel for that. Unlock the next tier here. Is there anything I need 0 steel for? No. All this stuff requires steel. The range upgrade, I've heard, is not really effective, that the steam hubs are much more efficient, so I'm going to hold off on that. Boy, I don't like researching nothing, though. We don't have the steel to start any of this research, do we? A little bit. Oh, wait, hold on. If we give it a minute, people are still working. It's only the middle of the day, so we may generate enough steel here that we can unlock that next tier. In fact, that's probably going to happen. No raw food. We are completely out of raw food. Luckily, we still have 162 food rations. But yeah, we really need to figure out... I'm trying to add more research. Okay, there we go. Now I can unlock this next... I need 25. Well, let's wait and see if we can make it to 25 before the end of the workday. I'll speed up time. I can add some engineers here, even though they're not actually researching anything right now. I thought I dismantled this. Didn't I tell them to dismantle this? That'll get us some steel. All right, 30 steel. Okay, we can unlock more research. We can do more research. Drafting machines, upgrade. Allows us to research the next tier. Alright, that gathering post is gone. We've got a group of scouts due back in less than an hour, but they're just bringing stuff with them. In fact, they're bringing all this coal with them that we probably have no place to to store. Turn it up to steam level 2 just to burn a little of the... and it looks like we have enough to build another resource depot as well. Find a good slot for this? No, I have not built these rings very efficiently at all. Our scouts are waiting for new orders. Well, oh, okay, these guys weren't coming back to the city. They were going to the coal mine. Great. So let's explore the coal mine. This coal mine was in operation until very recently. The machinery isn't running now, but there doesn't seem to be anything wrong with it. Perhaps the mine simply extracted its quota or filled the loading bay. We could retrieve plenty of raw materials if we took the machinery apart. Now, if we take the coal, we get a bunch of coal. If we take everything else, we get 2 steam cores. And it looks like there's some random event that could happen as well. So we'll definitely try to get everything out of that coal mine before sending them on to Winterhome. If I remember correctly, actually reaching Winterhome generates a not great event. Overcrowded medical facilities, bad food, and a lack of medical care. I don't know why that would be. We've only got 8 people being treated, and we've got 2 huts, 2 medical posts that can each take 5 patients. So why aren't the patients going from the overcrowded medical hut over to the one with only 1 patient in it? And is there any way to force them to do that? I don't think there's any way to force them to do it. Select, mark all, dismiss. I don't think we want to dismiss anybody. Yeah, that doesn't seem right at all. All right, we got to set this to coal storage. Okay, great. That gives us a little breathing room on the coal. And we have no unassigned workers. We got 27 children now. Let's take a look at our children's shelter. It's probably full. Well, there are 12 children not in a shelter, and the shelter can house 15 children at a time. So yeah, we're going to have to build another shelter here. Looks like we can issue a new law. Fighting arena, good way to keep discontent in check. Don't need the cemetery. We do need triage eventually. We'll be able to dedicate all our efforts to healing those who can recover quickly at the cost of sacrificing some of the more severely ill. 1/4 of patients will die instantly? Hope will fall, discontent will rise. Yeah, no, that doesn't sound like a good idea. Prosthetics, now that's what we need. Everyone who wants to contribute to the survival of our city, we can do it if we bring amputees back to full fitness. We should do it. That seems like a great thing to do. Amputees fitted with prostheses in medical facilities will be able to work again. Well, that seems like a great idea, but let's check out what our other options are before we actually sign that. Fighting arena we definitely want to get to eventually. Child labor, all jobs. I want to let me click on that. I can't click on it to see what it does. What's that about? Alright, I'm going to go ahead and sign the fighting arena, even though we don't need it quite yet, because I think we will need it in the future. And what's more, it will allow us...
A new law has passed.
It will unlock the public house ability. So, construction-wise, we were going to go with another child shelter, but we need more steel. Yeah, steel is a big problem for us. I gotta get some people staffing that second steel, iron ore steelworks thing. These other group of survivors is due back in about 3 hours. So I think we'll wait. Wow, our discontent just went way down. I guess the medical facilities are no longer overcrowded. We still have bad food and a lack of medical care, though. Alright, when those new people come back in, we got to put some more hunters on here. We have to... We can use a worker there in this gathering post. I don't know why these gathering posts aren't gathering this coal more quickly. That may have been because we were so high up. Our discontent just fell even more. Or did it go up? I didn't see... well, I saw it flash, but I wasn't sure which way it was going. We're going to have to build a fighting arena now that we've signed that law. Okay, 30 minutes until our new survivors arrive. 10 minutes, and here they come. We can disband the scouts at the beacon or send them back out into the Frostland. I don't think there's any point in sending them back out. Well, if we send them back out now, send them to the weather station first, and then once these guys are done exploring the coal mine, they're just waiting. I guess they've picked up everything they were going to get out of here. I thought the waiting meant that they were exploring the coal mine, like they said they had to. So I guess we just send these guys back to the city. Oh, shit. I should have just sent them on to Winterhome, shouldn't I have? Is it too late? No, alright. I'm gonna keep this the way it is. These guys are gonna go to Winterhome, and these guys are gonna bring all that good stuff back to our city. And now we can assign a couple of engineers and a bunch of workers to our steelworks, and a bunch of workers to the hunter's hut, and one additional worker on that gathering post. A note of thanks for radical treatment. A note was left by the doctor who performed the amputation on the frightened patient. It reads, "Thank you. I was in terrible pain and blinded by fear, and my choice would have doomed me. I may be without a limb now, but I'll live. It was the right thing to do. Hope will rise slightly." Hey guys, our discontent and our hope are in very good shape right now. I'm pretty happy with how things have bounced back. We've been able to bounce back. 35 homeless survivors, that's right. Shoot, and we need steel. Oh, we need lots of steel to house these guys, unless we build tents. Now, one of my viewers recommended that tents are better than nothing, and you can always deconstruct them or do something, you know, build something over them. So I am just going to plop down some tents for these peeps for the night. It's not going to be very warm out here. All right, this is just for the night. I built that in the wrong place. Just so these guys have a place to sleep until we get that. Well, you know what? The workday is about to start. Maybe this wasn't such a great idea. I am not going to order that construction. Let's take those back. These two are already being constructed. Cancel. Cancel, cancel, and let's hope that... I said cancel. We get all that stuff back, and let's hope that by fully staffing these two steelworks here, we can bring in enough steel in the next workday to build bunkhouses for these new arrivals. Wow, look at all those people pouring in. Welcome to our city, folks. Welcome to Frost Punk, or Cougarville, or Cougarton, or Port Cougar. I don't know what we should call it. Please feel free to suggest a name for our city.
Get to work.
Get to work!
People,
Yes.
there's plenty to do.
Yes, people, move, especially out to the steelworks. Get the heck out there. Run! Jog! Good. Here come our hunters. Back in from the night. That's a lot of hunters. Hopefully, yeah, bringing in a good amount of raw food. Boy, we're just barely keeping up with the food situation here. Yeah, we got 2 people hungry. I wonder if I should build another hothouse. We're going to have a bunch more steam cores coming in, and I am worried about the really cold weather coming. Okay, drafting machines research, that's the next tier. I want to get to the houses. I want to build better houses. Can we? No. Better houses are down on the next tier. Cookhouse installation and infirmary we definitely want. Hunting tactics. Hunters' huts will employ fewer workers, which will free up some manpower for us. Hothouse insulation. Hothouses will be warmer. I don't think that's super important. Let's go with infirmary. I know that this is in the long term. Oh, shoot. Shoot. I needed that steel. It's too late. It's too late. Get to work, guys. Get me some steel. Work harder, please. It's only chilly out here. You're doing fine. I may have to extend these shifts. Oh, our discontent is so low. I think we could probably be okay extending these shifts here. Let's try that. Alright, alright. We're bringing in steel at a good clip now. Let's get some bunkhouses built. Man, I really messed up the layout here. Oh, yuck. Alright. Well, 1, 2 is all we have the steel for right now. But I think we actually now have steel enough to do one more. Ah, these are just terribly, terribly placed. All this stuff is badly placed. We'll need 4 total. We need a little bit more steel to build the last one. In the meantime, let me slap some streets down. These are okay, they're on a street. We have enough steel now to build that last bunkhouse. Infirmary researched. Good. Good, 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 good. I should probably keep all these homes together so that once I start putting down steam hubs. Alright, infirmary researched. Sawmill, a better sawmill. Coal mining we still haven't even unlocked. Outpost depot, lighter scout sleds make our scouts move faster. Steam hub range upgrade. I think even though we haven't built a steam hub, I feel like that's important. Maybe we should do that. But coal mining I know is important, so we don't have enough steel right now to unlock that, but we will in a minute because these, well, except for my steam hub peeps, you guys keep working, please. I just need a little bit more to start that next research. Okay. Alright. Give me coal mining for 100 Alex. This needs a street. Alright, then we'll have no homeless. A couple of places on overtime work generating discontent. These guys are still pissed off about me putting them on the emergency shift. That's why you really don't want to use that very often, is because that lingers. Wow, great. Look at this. We got a bunch of regular meals now. Should I build another hunter's hut? I think with all these steam cores coming in, I'm going to build another hothouse instead, but we need steel for that too. Wow. I really waited a little too long to get this steel working. Our discontent is low enough now that I'm going to keep those steelworks on extended shift. How are we doing out here with the wood? We're cutting through this wood. It's not going that quickly, so I think we're okay with one sawmill for now. Although sawmills require no steel to build, I could build another one. Infirmary. Oh, we need to build another children's child shelter here. We have enough steel to do that. Let's do that. Ah, oh, I wish there was a place where it actually fit perfectly. Ugh, yuck, yuck, yuck. Sloppy, sloppy, sloppy engineering. Let's try that. Opened the wrong thing. I wanted the street builder. Okay. Alright. Looking at my scouts. We got these scouts are going to arrive in 4 hours at their destination. These guys are going to be back here at camp in 6.5. This is still on steam level 2, which it doesn't need to be. It's not that cold yet. I was really just trying to burn off some of that excess coal before we got that second resource depot built. The temperature will drop 1 level in... what is that? Like 10 hours? Something? Oh dear. We've only got... well, we got 2,200 coal stored, which, according to some stuff I read, is not that much. We probably... I've seen one guy said that you need like 10,000 before the really cold weather hits. It's day 15, so we should probably think about getting there. Hope just went up a bit for some reason. Oh, because every kid can now be placed in a child shelter. Fantastic. Fantastic. We still got to build that fighting arena. That, I think, is going to require steel. Yeah. Alright, so it's really steel holding us up right now. Are these guys bringing back... oh, my scouts who will be here in 3 hours are bringing back 200 steel. That is going to be huge. What a lifesaver that is. Wow. And look, we've got very few sick people. The scouts have arrived at their waypoint. We'll send them on to Winterhome now. Great. Alright, and then once these scouts get back here with the 200 steel and 3 steam cores, then I'm going to feel like we're actually in a fairly good place. Is there another iron ore deposit? No, just the one. This is coal. We should probably get a coal mine built now that we've researched it. Oh, we haven't. We're still researching it? Did I ever actually... yeah, okay. I did. It's hard to say how long that's going to take. I'm not really sure how to read that. I think it's just working. Wow, our discontent just went way the heck up. Overcrowded medical facilities is a huge... you take a huge hit from that, from the overcrowded medical facilities, but again, it makes no sense. I've got room for 10 patients. There are only 7. Why aren't some of you going to the medical post that does not already have patients in it? Devs, if anyone's listening, can you please fix that? That makes no sense whatsoever, especially when you're talking about such a big discontent hit. All right, our scouts are back. Should we disband them? There's no place else to send them to now. I'm not going to disband them right this second because maybe something will happen once these guys reach Winterhome. Maybe there'll be some more places for us to go visit. But yeah, we got buttloads of steel to work with now. So all that stuff that we wanted to build, we can now build. Which would be, we wanted to build, well, we have to build a fighting arena. Oh, this has a radius of effect. Huh, I did not know that. And this is where the really sloppy city design becomes an issue. I probably should have had, I guess it would have made sense to have all of the residences in one place. I should have kept all the residences together to make this more effective. You know, I could tear down one of these bunkhouses and put it right in the middle. Rebuild this bunkhouse. Let's try that, see how that works. Now I have to build another bunkhouse. Hopefully within the same... man, sloppy. Ugh. Well, hopefully that'll be within range of the...
Bundle up. It's getting cold.
Cold at home. We're gonna have to raise this to steam level 2. And we're gonna have to start thinking about getting some steam hubs down now, because people are gonna be in their cold in their homes regardless of having that at steam level 2, I think. Okay, good. And our scouts will be at Winterhome in 9 hours, and then we'll make a decision on what to do with this second group of scouts. And now we can build the fighting arena here, and that will have a nice big area of effect. That's going to hit a bunch of different homes, so which I hope is what we're going for. Got to build a street out to that bunkhouse. Messy street building too, jeez. People are still cold at home. It is plenty warm in the tent, so all these tents around there are okay. These bunkhouses are chilly, which shouldn't be a problem. We found an exhausted man at the edge of our city. He said that he came from Winterhome, a settlement located not far from here, and that he was the last survivor. Winterhome is dead. Everyone's dead. There's no hope for survival in this accursed wasteland. You're all doomed. You must escape! Those were his last words. So, we're alone. And our hope is going to fall. The news has shocked everyone in the city. There were supposed to be many settlements and construction crews here, people living normal lives in homes heated by the generators, but we're alone. Our hope falls. Charles Dunch says we should have stayed in London. Surely it couldn't have fallen like this. Gladys thinks we should never have left Britain. And Andrew says, why did Winterhome fail? Are we all going to die here too? Andrew says that this place is a deadly trap. We need to get out of here. Wow! Our hope went like all the way down. Winterhome has fallen. They're all dead. How will we survive here without any help? We have to go back to London. There's no hope for us here in this frozen desert. People start to gather as the news of the fate of Winterhome spreads through the city. Some of them want to drop everything and flee to London. Panic is starting to set in. I must give them purpose. New set of laws. People are shaken, racked by fear and doubt. They've lost hope in our chances of survival. Desperation could quickly push them to commit reckless acts. You have to unite them behind a vision of the future. Decide now what will give them purpose and restore hope, or else our city will descend into the chaos that consumed Winterhome. A new set of laws will become available. Order and discipline, or faith and spiritual strength. Now, again, from a role-playing perspective, now I've heard that faith and spiritual strength is actually the easier way to go, but from a role-playing perspective, just because of me being me, I'm going to choose order and discipline instead. I think I actually just accidentally clicked on faith. I just was trying to move my mouse over there, and I clicked faith, which may have been an act of God. Who knows? So, I guess we're trying a new approach here, which will be the House of Prayer. We need a place to practice our faith and peace. Build a house of prayer. I will have to build 2 houses of prayer. My.
New law. A new law has passed.
Well. That was... Okay, whatever. Not what I wanted to do. House of Prayer, I think I need this to hit homes as well. And there's not a lot of room for that to happen here now that I've built my fighting pit. That looks like a spot for it. If I can, oh, that's a resource depot. We don't want to deconstruct that. We don't want to deconstruct the cookhouse. I don't know if deconstructing a bunkhouse is going to give me enough room to build this. No, that takes up more room than that. Alright. How about here for one, and then we can always try to build another. Build more houses around it, I guess. So one on that side of the city, and then one on this side of the city. Needs wood and steel, that's fine. That's the resource depot again. That's a hunter's hut again. I don't want to destroy any of these. Fighting arena built, hope rises. Good, we need all the help we can get. Discontent is going down now. Alright. I don't know if I'm doing this right. I've never done the faith path before. But let's try it. Alright, there's already a road running out there. The unconvinced want to leave. Sir, you've convinced the majority, but hope is low. A group of our people are still so scared that they want to flee the city for London in 15 days. They've come to try to change your mind. You say that faith will save us? Nonsense. What, are we going to pray for food when we start to starve? If we don't try to reach London, we'll end up like Winterhome. Calm down, folks. We're not going to die. Well, some of you are probably going to die, but the rest of us will be fine. The Londoners. Your people are divided. Some of them are so scared that they plan to leave the city for London in 15 days. They'll try to convince others to join them, preying on their discontent. Fear may lead people to desperate acts. Maintain peace, give people hope, and manage their discontent to guide the city safely through the looming social crisis. Alright, so there are 19 Londoners, 19 people in this group with 14 days left. I think we want to keep that number as low as possible. And to do that, I'm guessing that these churches, these faith houses are going to help, right? Get to work on the faith houses, peeps. We're going to need those, I think. Alright, this is still burning at steam level 2. They're not even in their homes right now, right? Ooh. House of prayer built. Houses of prayer have been erected, giving people faith and a place to pray together and find comfort. Alright, hope's back up a bit. People are cold at home, so I probably should not have turned that off. Let's turn it back on. Burning 12 coal an hour, but we got a good stockpile of coal going here. Let me check our economy screen. We're consuming 328 and bringing in 552, so I think that's pretty good. And are we not researching anything here? Did I again not choose a research? How long has it been this time, guys? Ah, man. Steam coal thumper, gathering post installation. Scout sled, factory I don't think is important. We don't have any steam hubs down, so why would I do that? Hunting tactics. I think we want to free up the population that will come from researching the improved hunting tactics law. We probably need another. Well, we can build a coal mine now. We probably need another faith house at some point. I'm not sure how many is the best way to do it. One person ignored. As a temporary modifier, I've got 1 times people ignored. I'm not sure what that's about. What was I supposed to do that I didn't do? Hothouse is too cold. Let's turn that on. Get people back to work in the hothouse. I need to run a street out to the coal mine. That'll do. Yeah, that's right. Okay. 1 coal mine, 1 coal thumper that seems to be operating at a good efficiency here. Our hope's going up slightly. An adult died, which is making people a little bit sad. And I think that's our first hope, our first death, which means that we need to issue the cemetery law soon. As soon as that cooldown is done, I'll do the cemetery law. Scouts have reached Winterhome. Explore it for steam cores. We climbed up the edge of the city. We stood there speechless, staring at the scene of devastation. It's a city of the dead. Most of the buildings are destroyed and the generator has exploded. The streets of the ruined city are littered with scores of dead bodies. The City Chronicle describes the shortage of food and citizens' increasing despair. The following squabbles, riots, and descent into anarchy, fights for dwindling resources, and the eventual starvation. The last entry, God forgive us, we're eating our dead. There is no hope. May they rest in peace. Alright, we can send our scouts on to the snow cliff. Now, see, we've got a different icon here. This is telling, whoops. This is telling us that we can build an outpost here. Send an outpost team here to build an outpost. Outpost can be set up here, delivering an estimated 150 wood every 1 day. Now, I've never built an outpost, but I hear that they're not worth building, really. So, I'm not going to build one here. And I'm going to send our scouts onto the snow cliff, and then I'm going to send this group of scouts to the American camp. So I'm glad I didn't disband them, and I'm glad I left them where they were, because now they can reach the American camp pretty quickly. I wonder if I should send them... It's going to take them a day to reach the American camp. Is that these guys? Yeah, a day to reach the American camp, or if I sent them to the Gloomy Cave, it would only take them 8 hours, and then they proceed from there. I think that's probably the way to do it. Send them to the waypoint first, the way everyone says is the way to do it. Alright, we need more raw food coming in. We've got plenty of steam cores. We got 2 more steam cores coming in. I really got to build a factory so that we can start building automatons with those steam cores. Cold homes, people are concerned. Yes, let's heat some homes. I'll have to start heating 7 of the cold homes within 2 days, then keep them heated for 2 days. Now this is a tricky one. I tried fulfilling this request once and was not able to do it, but I'm gonna try. We really got to start doing steam cores now. This bunkhouse is chilly. Now I think chilly is okay, right? Isn't chilly okay? These are all only chilly. So I guess chilly is not okay. Oh, the child shelter is chilly too. Let's turn the heater on there. And then we gotta start... Oop, let's turn the heater on here too. Probably a good idea that this coal mine's being built. I think we're about to start burning a lot more coal. Alright, steam hubs. We gotta get their steam hub down. Oh, 20 steel for a steam hub. Really? Okay. Temperature. What's the hotkey to bring up the temperature? I don't know what the hotkey is, but I know that there's a way to do it if you click on this temperature overlay. Alright, so bunkhouse, 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 bunkhouse. So this would seem to be a prime candidate area for a steam hub. That looks like it'll heat a good amount of homes. And then as we need to build more homes, we can build them around here. Our hope is okay. Permanent modifiers, 142 living near a house of prayer. Yeah, we need corpse disposal. We need to get a cemetery researched and built soon. That is causing discontent. Having freaking dead bodies lying around. We'll do that. Go figure. Overcrowded medical facilities. Again, this being an issue. Despite the fact that there are beds in the other medical facility. Now, we just lost a bunch. I guess the medical facility is no longer overcrowded. Boy, that's a big discontent hit, isn't it? Alright. 24 hours of operation on the steam hub. And how is that doing for making our... We're up to 6 out of 7 livable living conditions in homes. Where is the other bunkhouse? Way over on the other side of town. Oh my gosh, that bunkhouse all the way out there by itself. That one all by itself. Where are bunkhouses fairly close together that could benefit from having a steam hub? I guess these two right here, and then I can build, as I build more houses, build them around here. One more steam hub. One more steam hub. Not adjacent to street. I may have to, I might want to run a street out here just to accommodate that steam hub. And then be prepared to build more houses and bunkhouses around this steam hub. Discontent just ratcheted way back up again because of the overcrowded medical facilities. Well, we actually have 15, 16 sick people here, so that's now understandable. Why did they suddenly get so sick? I don't know. Boy, we were down at 5 and now we're up to 16 all of a sudden. I guess we gotta step it up in getting these homes heated. Maybe it's time to build... Oh, no, you know what we need to do is build an infirmary. That's an even better idea. Let's get at least one infirmary down. That will require a steam core, but I think it's going to be worth it. And this has a base heating level of 2, so it doesn't really have to be near someplace warm. So we'll put it way the heck out here, I guess. Yeah. All right. All right. The coal mine is built. It looks like this street is not quite set up right, but I can get a bunch of workers on here. Let's get 2 engineers and figure out what's going on with this street that's not right. Something wasn't quite hooked up right there, but I think whatever it was, I think we fixed it. Well, hopefully whatever I was doing wrong is... Okay, there we go. Now it's good. Alright, we got a message. Sir, people who wanted to leave for London have successfully urged their friends and neighbors to join them. People are easily persuaded because they have little hope in our ultimate survival. Well, I know hope's just freaking dismal right now. I'm trying to do something about that. 100 overcrowded medical facilities is still a problem. Corpse disposal, cold at home, still a problem. Once this street is built... Oh, that street's not built right either. Okay, there we go. I would assume that... Okay, now that street is built, now I can build a second steam hub out here. I don't think we need to heat... We don't need to heat the coal thumper. I don't think I should have built the street on that side.
Work time. Get back to work.
Yeah, I should have built the street on this side. Well, hunters' huts don't need to be heated either. Workshops, okay, it's still only chilly, and the heater is not even running. So it might be a good idea we build the steam hub on this side so that we're heating the thing that actually needs to be heated. Well, although if I build it on this side, I can turn that heater off. Well, maybe let's not turn it off today. All right, let's build a steam hub here, and then we can turn that heater off and build more houses around here when we need them. Medical post. We got 14 engineers available to staff the infirmary. Alright, that will definitely lower discontent, get a bunch of people. We're no longer overcrowded. We are better at cold at home, or we're going to be as soon as we get that steam hub built. Should be in pretty good shape there. Discontent is fairly low. Hope is not great. Hunting tactics researched. Great. What next? What next? What next? Hothouse installation, healthcare installation, cookhouse installation. We got a lot of people in healthcare right now. Steam hub range upgrade 2. Now that we're actually building steam hubs, let's go ahead and get that researched. And now we got another steam hub working, and this should soon... Yes, okay. We have kept the home... We've gotten the homes warm. Now we just need to keep them warm for... What was it, 2 days or something? Yeah, 2 days. Oh, what are... Our scouts are just waiting. Oh, shoot. I sent them to waypoints, and now they're just waiting here. Continue on to the American camp. And you've actually reached the snow cliff. The hole in the snow cliff leads to a small chamber. Someone lives here, but the lonely human figure we saw from afar has disappeared. It might be the sole survivor of Winterhome. Let's explore. The man we've seen from afar was nowhere to be found. Searching his burrow, we found a diary of a scientist who fled Winterhome. After the starving city fell into chaos, its leader and army captain appointed himself an absolute ruler, which is kind of what I've done. He tried to impose order using force. Plenty of people disgruntled deserted the city, and most of the others rebelled against him. We've discovered 2 new sites, the Shrouded Cave and Freshwater Springs. Plus, we got a bunch of resources here, including food and a steam core. Take those resources. Now, this group of scouts has a lot of resources on them. I think it might... I don't know if it's risky sending them to the next... What does this say? We can see distant glimmers of sun reflected on the surface of water. Unfrozen water here points to the presence of freshwater springs. Or a shrouded cave. We can see faint wisp of smoke coming from a patch of deep shadow at the base of a small hill. It must be an entrance to a cave, an inhabited cave. I'm going to send them on to the shrouded cave. But I don't know if I'm risking losing all the resources that they have if something bad happens to them at the Shrouded Cave. That would be really bad if that's what happens here, but we're gonna roll the dice. Alright, back here at home, hope is still not great, but not terrible. I wish these Book of Laws cooldown would hurry up so I can pass some more hope. Overcrowded medical facilities? What the hell are you talking about? I just built a freaking infirmary here. Oh my gosh. 17 people sick. I should never have passed that overcrowding law. That was really stupid. Because that is a huge, 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 massive hit to discontent that is broken, in my opinion. It's bugged. It's glitched. They should not all pile into one overcrowded facility when there are other facilities available. Oh well. What are you going to do? Are these guys still operating on extended shift? They are. Turn that off. Gotta turn the heaters on out here. These guys are gonna freeze to death. That's probably why so many people are getting sick, because they're working extended shifts in unheated steelworks. Oh man. Alright, what else am I not doing right here? I talked about building another hothouse and then never did anything about it. We also need to build a factory, but I haven't researched that yet. That should be the next thing that we research. Food, hothouse, base heating level 1, 20 wood in a steam core. We're up at max steel storage and max coal storage. I think I need to build more resource depots. I know that's boring, but I think it's got to be done. Those don't have to be near anything warm. Okay. Build 2 new one for steel, one for coal. Of course, building those just used a bunch of steel. Steam Hub Range 2 upgrade researched. Alright. Now, let's get the factory researched. I think... Where is that? Am I looking right at it? Wouldn't that be under resources? Factory. No, of course, because it's under industry. Alright, let's get that researched. That's going to require a steam core to build, but then we can build automatons there. Alright guys, both of our scouts are about 9 hours from their destination.
Time to rest, folks.
Yep.
Work's out for today.
I think work is out for today. In fact, we're going to call this an episode here. Nothing super exciting has happened except we found Winterhome, which caused our hope to plummet because Winterhome was a ghost town, just filled with nothing but corpses. But our discontent is fairly manageable. If I still wish I hadn't signed that overcrowded medical facilities law. We just have to keep people warm in their home for another day and a half and hopefully get a little hope boost out of accomplishing that. And what's making that noise? I've never heard that noise before. What's... Is that the Faith House? That must be the Faith House. A short sermon will be delivered in places of worship. Cooldown. Ah! Oh, we gotta keep... Oh, there's an active ability here that we gotta keep an eye on. Okay. Alright, good to know, good to know. What was I just talking about doing? Just keeping those guys warm, I guess. Oh, we've got to assign what we're going to store here. We're going to store more coal, and we were going to store steel. Food rations, not an issue yet. Alright, remember back a few minutes ago when I said that we were going to call it an episode? Now we're going to call it an episode. Thanks for watching, everybody. Leave a like and subscribe if you're enjoying the... Ooh, Book of Laws, we can issue a new law. We'll do that at the beginning of the next episode. All right? Leave a like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and tune in for more Frostpunk. Stay safe, stay warm.